What's up, guys? So today I have my kettlebell form breakdown for you today. Today we're focusing on the kettlebell swing, how to perfect your kettlebell swing, your two-arm kettlebell swing specifically. All right, there's a lot of parts to this, so I'm going to break it down for you today. So first off, we got to set up correctly. All right, before we even have a bell, we need to learn how to set it up. So move that bell aside. So we're going to break it down, set up, hike back, power breathing, hip power, and there's more to it. So first you need to make sure that you have these steps down before you even hike the bell and start swinging the bell. All right. So the first thing you need to focus on is your positioning, the setup. All right. This is huge. All right. I've seen people set up. They don't take time to set up. They just go to the bell and they just hike it back and they start swinging and they start to and they try to correct their technique along the way while the bell is moving. That is the worst thing to do because that's going to lead to injury. All right, that's how you get back injuries. So I'm going to show you how to do this correctly. All right, so the setup's going to be your feet are going to be shoulder width apart. All right, your toes are going to be slightly pointed outward. They'll be slightly pointed outward, not straight up, because you want to have some space in this triangle here, and I'll cover that in a minute. So you can, when you're hiking the back, when you're swinging the bell, you have that space and you're able to hinge down. All right, so feet shoulder width apart, toes slightly pointed out, about 15 degrees outward. And then you're going to set up your abs. You're going to contract your abs. And then your hips are going to be engaged. You're going to contract your abs, engage your abs, and then you have to find your hip crease. All right, so I'll show you how to do that. So what you're doing here is you're getting into position so that you can hike that bell back. All right, hike it back from here. And then you can explode the bell up. So what you're going to do is position yourself, like I said, feet shoulder width apart, feet, toes pointed out, 15 degrees outward. All right. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to hinge down. All right. So what I do is, bringing the bell back. Okay, I'll do it from the side here. You're going to foot space away from that bell. You want to have enough space so that when you're hiking that bell back, you can hike it back strong. If you're here, you're not going to be able to hike it. Maybe you've seen people kind of start this way. That's not how you start a kettlebell swing. This is how you do it right. You set it up, foot space or so away. So you have a good space here so that when I hinge down, all right, the bell's here so that I have some space to hike it back. If the bell is here, how am I going to hike that back? You know what I mean? So that's not going to work. So foot space away, all right, foot space away from that bell. And then you're going to hike it back or set up so you hike it back by first engaging your abs. You want to really engage your core, guys. This is important. I don't see anyone doing this. And this changed my swing when I did it years ago, and it really helped me keep my core, my abs engaged. That's what you need to do to brace your back while you're doing a swing. So what you're going to do is, it's like you're crunching forward. You're going to posteriorly tilt your hips, so you're rotating your hips upward. So it's going to contract your abs like it's a mini crunch. Engage your abs. You're going to hold that, and then you're going to hinge down. So I power breathe. I engage my core. I find my hinge. Okay, my hip hinge here, crease, hinge down. My abs are still engaged. Okay, I'm here. I make sure I have enough space between my legs here that when I hike the bell back, my forearms are touching my inner thighs. If you're too wide, you're way up here. You're not going to have that. You're not going to be able to transfer that power from your hips to the actual swing itself. So you want to hike it, but you want to have that space so that your forearms are about midway in between your thigh. All right. So that's why I said about shoulder width apart, and it's going to vary. So you have to play with that and see what works best for you. But generally, start up hip width apart or shoulder width apart with your feet 15 degrees out. Engage your abs, core. This is all set up, guys. Power breathe, hinge it down. Then I feel back here. Okay, do I have enough space? Are my hands right against my thighs here? If they are, then I go to the next step, which is bell. All right, so I have the bell here. Okay, I'm shoulder width apart. I'm hinging down. Engage. I sit up. This is how I sit up before every single swing. And I want you to start getting to that routine That's going to make sure you do safe and effective swings, right? Safe swings is key. So foot space away, like I said, set it up here. And we go to the next step. Engage your abs, hinge, space. All right, now I'm good. All right, check, check, check. Now the bell's up here. I'm going to tilt the bell back. Okay, grab the handles. And this is a huge little tip here that I started using when I first got my certification, you know, in 2016, is pulling the bell slightly towards you. That's going to gauge your lats. Instead of having a far reach way out here, and then you're trying to hike it back, all right? So the tip here, it's a little movement, but I want you to focus on this. So once you set up here, okay, hinge, abs, hinge, find that space. And then you have the bell here, okay? And then what I'm talking about is you're going to pretend you're breaking the bell apart. That's going to pack your shoulders here. Then you're going to slide. See that slight little movement? Slide the bell back with my lats. Now I'm ready to hike it back and swing the bell, all right? So that's engaging your lats. It's this big back muscle here that you need to engage in order to do your kettlebell swings or set up correctly. If you don't have those, you're trying to hike it back. You're not going to hike it back effectively because you're not engaging the muscle you need to get a good strong hike back into that with that kettlebell swing, right? So I told you there's a lot of steps. So let's set it up. It may seem like a lot, but once you just get into that routine and that rhythm of doing it correctly, it's going to be just second nature, all right? So this is what you do. Like I said, okay, set up foot space away. Okay, sometimes it's 2 foot space away, about 1.5 foot, foot space, 1.5 foot or so, depending on the size of your feet. So if you have smaller feet, you want to be about 1.5, 2 spaces. If you have bigger feet, it's about 1.5. All right, so foot space away, feet out to the side. All right, this is where I rotate my hips up. It's like I'm doing a mini crunch. Abs engaged. All right, find my hinge here. Okay, and I'm here. All right, one thing real quick I want to cover is it's not flat back. It's not a tabletop. Okay, it's shoulders above the hips, hips above the knee. It's like it comes up like an S word kind of movement. All right, so just like that. Okay, gauge, hips back here. All right, and then you grab that bell, pretend like you're breaking the bell apart. Okay, pack the shoulders down. Once you do that, you're going to pack your shoulders and engage your lats at the same time. Then you slide it back, and then you breathe in, and then you hike it back. So hike it back, all right? Okay, right back to the setter. So those are just hike backs, all right? That's a good exercise to practice while you're setting it up, all right? So hike backs, that's your next step, hiking that bell back, all right? You have to make sure your hike back is done correctly, or else you're not going to, bell's not going to be far enough behind you so that you can generate the power with your hips to explode it up, all right? If you don't hike it back enough, it's not going to go, you're not going to transfer energy right, and then your swing's not going to be good. All right, so let's put it back, next step together, okay? So we have our setup, our hike back, okay? I suggest practicing 5 or so reps of hike backs until you get that down. So it should look like this. The bell should be right behind me when I hike it back. All right, so foot space away right from that bell. Engage your abs. Mini crunch here. Hip crease. Reach back. Grab that bell. Break it apart. Pack the shoulders. Slide it slightly towards you and then hike it back. See how it comes behind me? Air in, just like that. All right, those are just hike backs. Now, let's cover that power breathing. So, your breath is huge and it's essential in doing the kettlebell swing. You have to breathe correctly, or else, one, you're not going to have enough power to generate the bell. You can do it with a lighter bell, and you can get away with that, but you don't want to learn incorrect technique, all right? So when you go heavier, it's going to mess you up. So what you want to do is grab a bell that you can practice the hike backs with, a lighter bell than usual. And now we're going to shift to that power breathing focus, all right? So how do I breathe? This is huge, all right? So, like I said, power breathing. It's a power breathing. It's not just doing air in, air out, air in, air out. You're doing your power breathing so that you can maintain your ab engagement. Remember that abs we engage at the beginning? So you want to maintain that ab tightness throughout the whole swing. Because when the bell's coming down, all that weight, all that load, and the speed of it, it's going to have to set somewhere. And if your abs are relaxed, where's it going to go? It's going to load on your lower back. All right. That's how a lot of people get injured, is lower. Their abs aren't engaged. There's a lot of things, but set up. But then a lot of it is they're not bracing with their abs. That's why we set up how we do that in the beginning, is ab engagement. And we maintain that by power breathing correctly. All right. So as I hike it back. So I'm setting up. Okay, here, hike back, and then here so once I hike it back, I'm ready to explode, power breathe it out, all right? But there's one thing before we even do that. We have to go back to the hike back and the breath with the hike back, all right? I've done a lot of different ways there are several different ways you can do it, but I found the best way that works for me, that allows me to engage my abs even more, is to first set it up, hinge it down, hike it back. Okay, hinge it down, then you hike it back. But first, before you hike it back, the breath comes in. So what I do is I'm setting up, and remember, my abs are already engaged. All right, I want to keep that. So how do I do that? I take a breath air in, and I hold it. Then I hike it back, and then right before I go into the swing. All right, that allows me, and I would suggest you practice that to get that swing. You hike it back, because if you're inhaling as you come back, I mean, you can do it that way. I've tried several ways. Trust me, this is a way to make sure you can keep that core engaged, which is important for safety here. So here, hike. If you do that, if you inhale as you hike it back, chances are your abs are going to relax a little, and then you're going to have to get that contraction back while you're swinging it, all right? And remember, you never want to do something or correct your technique while the bell's in the air. You want to set up correctly from the beginning. That's why we're going over this. So this is how it looks for me. Let's break it down. And then we have our hip power, which is our next step. But first, the setup with the breath. Foot space away. Just like we covered, all right? Toes 15 degrees out. Engage that core, those abs tight. Hinge. Enough space. Yep, check. Forearms right by my side, midway. Bow here. Pack those shoulders, slide it back with my lats, and then air in. Then hike it back. All right. Now this is how it looks with the actual swing, which we go to that hip power part. So that's where the magic happens. That's where it all comes together, and you get a perfect, near perfect swing. All right, you can keep working on that swing, and it's going to get better and better and better with the hip power, the power breathing and the hip power. All right, how do you get a bell from back here swinging? It's your hip generation, it's your power, it's your glutes, it's your hip, it's your abs, it's all everything powering with the breathing to shoot that bell up from the back loaded position to floating in the air. All right, the kettlebell is not a shoulder raise. All right, it's a hip glute generating athlete building exercise, but you have to use your hips to get that bell up. All right, let me show you when I put it all together. Okay, this is how it looks. So you go foot space away from that bell. I do this every time. It's huge. All right, set it up. 15 degree feet out. All right, abs engaged. Core engaged. Find that hinge. All right, hands in between those thighs. Check. Grab that bell. Break it apart. Slide a little bit towards me. Air in. Here we go. Hike it back and explode. And there's a swing, guys. That's how you put it all together. All right, so I want you to notice how the bell looked while I swung it up, all right? So you'll know if you're doing it right and you're generating the power from the hips. Well, first, if the bell even goes up, but the base of this bell here should be facing forward or slightly up, not down. If it's down, you're not getting enough power and you're using your shoulders. Let me show you how this lighter bell here. If you're not doing it right, you can lift it with your shoulders, a lighter bell, but look how the base of the bell is pointing down. If I put enough power, the bell, it should be coming straight forward. The bottom, the base of the bell, the flat part of the bell. All right? That feels a lot lighter when you have a... Anyway, so it's good to practice the lighter bell. So that's how you put the kettlebell swing together, all right? So that's the setup. That's the breakdown. That's how you're going to perfect your swings. But hold on, we're not done yet. What about the way down from the swing? What about when the bell's coming back? What do you do? All right? This is huge. And this is important. Again, it has to do with your breathing and your power breathing. So what you're doing here, if you excuse my neighbor, I don't know if you can hear the lawnmower there, but live stuff, that's what happens. All right, so we're going to roll with it. So what you're going to do, what you do when the bell's coming down, okay, is you wait. You be patient. You take your time. You enjoy the flow. All right, you already generated enough power from the backswing. Bell's already floating. Enjoy that float. Enjoy it. It's weightless. It should be, if you did this correctly, the bell should be weightless. All right, it's just floating in the air. It's up, it's down, you're holding it, and you wait, and you wait. All right, this is one big mistake I see a lot of people doing is they don't wait. They want to get back right into the swing, and they start hinging right away. What happens there? Lower, 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 and then the bell loads that lower back. All right? I'm going back to that diamond that I mentioned in the beginning. Between your knees and your pelvis here, you have an imaginary triangle here, diamond, or not diamond, but triangle, okay? And you should always come inside that triangle when you're doing the swing, right, on the way down. Because if you don't, you're coming down too late or too soon, and the bell's coming below the knees. And there, again, that load has to go somewhere eventually, and usually it goes on the lower back. So that's why you wait, you pause, you be patient, you enjoy the float. You wait for that bell. So you already did the works. Bell's flying in the air, exploding, it's floating, it's weightless, it's motionless. It's coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down. This is where a lot of people hinge. Not yet. Wait for it. Wait. Until your forearms are starting to touch your sides here. And then you hinge down. Let it float. Wait. Hinge down. And explode it up. All right? Meanwhile, you have to take in breath, right? You can't just hold your breath the whole time. This is where your power breathing goes to the next step. As the bell comes down, all right, as it comes down, between this area at the top and the top half of this, you want to breathe in some air with your nose, all right? We're not breathing in a big gulp of air through our mouth, because what does that do? That relaxes our abs, and we're trying to keep them engaged, right? We try to keep that brace. So, as the bell's coming down, I'm breathing some air in, just a little bit, so I can keep that brace. And of course, keep from not passing out by holding my breath. So, and then I'm ready, I'm braced, I'm ready to take that back swing of the bell. Wait, load it back. Breathe. Up as it starts to come down, air in. Or you could take two sniffs to the nose. The key here is getting just enough air in to do the next rep, all right? You don't need that much air. We're only doing maximum 10 swings. When you're starting out, you just want to do a couple swings, 5 maybe at the most, and you progress to 10. But I don't suggest more than 10, especially if you're just starting out learning how to do the kettlebell swing. There's no reason for that. If you're going to do 100 swings, do 10 sets of 10, all right? Don't do 2 sets of 50 or 4 sets of 25. No, that's going to fatigue your body. That's a whole other thing. I'm not going to go off on a tangent here, but I want you to focus on core technique, and that's how you do it. You want to do enough swings, but not too much at once. And so back to the breathing, as it comes down, as it comes down, as it comes down, you've already breathed in and you're waiting. Oh, forearms are right here. It's perfect. I hinge back. Wait. Wait. And I continue to do that. All right. So that is a kettlebell swing breakdown, technique breakdown today, perfecting your kettlebell swings, your 2-arm kettlebell swings. 1-arm kettlebell swing is a whole video. We can break that down later. I want you to get this down first. All right. And here is an exercise, a practice tip I want to leave you with so you can practice. All right. What I want you to do is practice your hike, practice your setup, of course. But once you get that down, I want you to do some hike backs. All right. So you're setting up. All right. Just like we just said, down here, hike backs. Do 5 hike backs. Practicing that breathing. 4, 5. All right, and then you're doing your swings. Now, just a consistent swing, you're going to do a dead stop swing. What is that? So a dead stop swing is I hike it back, I swing it, I let it come back, back swing, set it down. Dead stop meaning it's from a dead position every time. Do 3 to 5 reps of those. And that's plenty. Once you get that down, then we can go to consistent swings. You can progress from there. But first, I want you to break it down with first the hike back, set up, of course, set up correctly, hike back, and then 5 dead soft swings. No more than 5. If you're going to do sets of those, do them every 1 or 2 minutes. But just focus on that. That's going to get your kettlebell technique solid so that you can go to consistent swings and you can work on that, right? So let me show you what that dead stop swing looks like. You can get on it. All right, so we set up here, always. Like I said, sit up, make this a habit. Hinge. All right. All right. 5 dead soft swings, just like this. Set it down, reset. Notice my breath at the top. One more time. Then always sit it down, motionless, and stand up. Whew. All right, guys. Thanks for watching this kettlebell technique breakdown, perfecting your kettlebell swings with me video today. Hope you found some value in this. Practice this, like I said. Practice your setup. Practice your hike back. Do some hike backs. Do some dead stop swings. Practice your power breathing and your hip power. Okay, the hip power should come. It's like you're standing tall, exploding those hips forward. Your glutes should be engaged, your knees locked, your hips should be fired forward. All right? It's like a standing plank, all right? It's like you're in a plank position, but you're in a swing position, all right? Abs engaged, glutes engaged, quads, hamstrings, everything, knees locked, everything exploded up. That is why, one of the reasons why the kettlebell swing is the ultimate athlete building exercise. It's total body. It's everything, all right? When you do it right, you're going to know what I mean. So, hope you like this video. Like I said, thanks for showing up today and going through this with me. Practice, practice, practice. Watch this video over and over and over. Practice it. Save the video to your phone or your computer and go over it and over and over it. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Let me know of any coaching tips you may need or want so you can do this properly. If you have any questions, again, you gotta let me know. Let me know in the comments, and I'll help you out. I want you to learn the kettlebell swing properly and safely, guys. All right. And once you get this down, and you want a 5-minute full body, this could be 5, 10, 15 minutes. One of my favorite full body kettlebell finisher workouts. You can grab that below in the description. It's absolutely free. So you can put it into a little workout after you get this down, all right? So grab that below if you like. It's absolutely free. And so you know when my next video is coming out, and full body workout videos, live videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel here. And if you like this, give me a thumbs up, like it, let me know what you liked about it in the comments below, like I said. And meanwhile, have an awesome day, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Train strong, get after it. Go get your swings in. Have an awesome one.